Picture this, you write an article, you follow the best SEO practices like adding heading tags, internal links, external links, alt tab every image, and yet, a few weeks later, your article is nowhere to be found on the top search result. Why is that? Today, people want to get information faster than ever, and if you don't deliver what they want right away, they are going to ignore you. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can fix that problem by simply adding one element to your content. It literally only takes 1 minute to create, but it will tremendously satisfy your visitors and make your content rank higher. So let's get started. Okay, to start with, we need to understand that Google is not only competing with Bing or DuckDuckGo, but also with the Google user itself. Let me explain. Back in the day, ranking on Google is kinda easy. Just write a long 2000-word article, add some headings, inject some links, and boom, you are on the first page. But today, things are different. Sure, some old practices are still relevant, like writing a longer article generally would fare a better chance of ranking since it may cover the most ground. But unfortunately, today's people are different. Gen Z such as myself just want to get everything faster. I don't want to read 2000-word article just because it by chance contains the answer. It is a waste of time and I would rather seek somewhere else. Google understands this, and in the last few years, they've been releasing algorithm updates that primarily focus on the speed and convenience. Best practices like using speedy hosting, mobile-first design, and feature snippets like this are essentially Google's answer to the demand of faster information. Even though it was easy to just blame Zoomers for their short attention span, I think this is just inevitable human nature. Thanks to the evolutionary process, we just like to find the path with the least resistance. If there's a site that loads in 3 seconds, why would I visit the one with 10 seconds of waiting time? If there is a 500-word content that directly answers my question, why would I read the 2000-word one? And let's not forget that Google is gradually releasing search generative experience, which will pamper users with quicker access to information. Remember, when it comes to online article, people do not read, they scan. They visit a page, they scroll a bit, and if something pops up, they will stop and read. If they don't see anything that breaks the pattern, they will leave the page in disappointment and jump to another page for an alternative. In case you miss it, this is called focus sticking. When your visitors behave like this, it will signal Google that your article sucks and they will send your link further to the bottom of the search result, never to be seen again. Unless you do something that satisfies your visitor from the get-go. And that brings us to the element that you must start adding to your article, and it is called key takeaways. Key takeaways is, to put it lightly, basically just a conclusion section, but instead of the bottom, it is planted at the first half of the page, and that is the key, no pun intended. Instead of forcing your visitors to scroll deep to the bottom, you give them what they're looking for right at the beginning. Key takeaways and conclusion are practically the same, and for some of you who think they are different, I dare you to explain that in the comment below. Just trust me, they are the same. Anyway, this concept is nothing new. A lot of news outlets have been doing this for years, even before Zoomers graduated. One example is from Business Insider. I like their bullet point style because it's just easier to skim. This technique is one application of inverted pyramid, where the most important part is at the top and the nice to know part at the bottom. And this is the best way to write on the web. This is quite contrast to academic writing where they put the conclusion towards the end. Personally, these key takeaways give me confidence that I have found the right page and I'm more than willing to read through the rest of the content. If your title is a question, then key takeaways provides a window for people to pick for the answer, and that's why key takeaways should be in your article. Fortunately, creating this section should not take more than a minute. Let me show you how to generate one with the help of AI. First, you must copy the entire article. Click on it and then press Ctrl A twice to select all the content and click Ctrl C on your keyboard. After that, you can fire up ChatGPT or Gemini or other AI tools and you can use this prompt. This is a complete article. Generate 3 to 5 key takeaways in a bullet point style, be concise and maintain the same writing tone. And after that, you can paste your content after it. Press Ctrl V on your keyboard and press enter, and let's see what it will come up with. Remember, you can always modify the prompt, but that's basically the core component. Now that we have the response, you can click copy and then you can add it to your article. I'm going to place it after the title, but you can also place it after the first or second paragraph That should be fine as well. And you might also add CTA if you want to, but remember to keep it short and concise. Front-loading your article like this is a good practice that your visitor would appreciate and to an extent solidifies your ranking on Google. But given that you want your visitor to see this thing first, you might want to add some decoration to it. Not very complicated, just a basic visual enhancement. Adding a background color or border should be enough to make it stand out and draw your visitor's attention to it. This further helps the idea of scanning instead of reading. In WordPress, to add a background color like this, you can add a group block, then a paragraph, then move the key takeaways block into the group block. Now, this group block can be customized through the style menu. In this case, I'm changing the color to green, increasing the padding as needed, and adding some border radius to make it look nice. Now with the key takeaways ready, what would happen to the conclusion? Isn't that the same? Well, yeah, as I said earlier, they are practically the same, and in some cases, it is okay to remove conclusion if you have key takeaways, but it is also possible to keep it. In fact, maybe it's better to keep it because you can offer something more in the conclusion. This article from Sembra suggests a few approaches to your conclusion. You can add a more descriptive CTA, offer the next article to read, or even ignite an online debate in the comment that would totally be respectful and not toxic at all. Regardless of your choice, be sure to include key takeaways in your article from this point onward. You can even incorporate the prompt I gave you earlier into your existing AI prompt in case you're making content with the help of AI. But isn't that AI content is bad for SEO and you should always humanize it first before publishing? Well, to answer that, check out this video where I explain the rise of AI humanizer tools and whether or not you should be using them, and I'll see you on that video.